You know that feeling, right? We've all had it. You're standing on the edge of something new, a big project, a new goal, maybe even a whole new life, and you just wait. You're waiting for that one perfect moment to finally take the leap. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into why that waiting game might be the one thing that's actually stopping you.
So, let me ask you something, straight up. Just think about it for a second. That big idea you've got, that dream you have kind of tucked away, what are you actually waiting for to get it started? And, if you're anything like me, these reasons probably sound super familiar. They're those sensible justifications we tell ourselves, right? Oh, I'll start when I'm really ready. Or, I just need a little more money in the bank. They feel like the smart, responsible thing to do. But what if they're not? What if it's just a really clever way of hiding?
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it, because the core idea we're going to unpack today is a really powerful and, yeah, maybe a little uncomfortable truth about this whole mindset of waiting for the perfect time.
And there it is. That's the truth bomb. The perfect moment, it isn't coming. It's not just running late. It's not hiding around the next corner. It's a total myth. And honestly, letting go of that myth, that is the absolute first, most important step you can take to actually get anything done. So if that perfect moment is a fantasy, where do great things even come from? Well, they come from messy, imperfect, and a lot of the time, really difficult starts. Let's look at a couple of amazing examples that prove it. First up, a name we all know, Thomas Edison. Now, when we think of the light bulb, we imagine this flash of genius, right? A single perfect aha moment. But the reality? Oh, it was the complete opposite of that. Edison didn't just have one or two little setbacks. No, his journey was a marathon of getting it wrong. Before he found that one filament that worked, he went through a thousand failed attempts. Every single one of those was a moment that was definitely not perfect. And this is the key insight, right here. His success wasn't about magically avoiding mistakes. It was about embracing the chaos, about seeing failure as part of the process. He didn't wait for the right answer to just show up. He found it by stubbornly trying all the wrong ones first. And we see this exact same pattern with another icon, Steve Jobs. It's easy to look at his story now and see this straight line to incredible success. But the real story was anything but smooth. I mean, talk about an imperfect moment. Can you imagine getting fired from the company that you yourself started? That's not just a setback. That's a full-blown professional disaster. And yet, that massive, messy, imperfect failure became the turning point. He didn't just sit around and wait for things to get better. Nope. He went out, started new companies, learned, grew, and then he came back and led Apple to become the giant it is today. The lesson from both Edison and Jobs is just crystal clear. The point isn't to wait on the sidelines for the universe to give you a perfect setup. The real power, the real magic, comes from something else entirely. And that brings us to the solution. It's all about tapping into the power of now. This is a huge mental shift. It's about moving your focus away from that vague, distant someday and planting it firmly in today. This is the choice we're all faced with every single day. Over here, you've got the grand, elaborate plan for tomorrow. It looks beautiful, it's detailed, but so often, it just keeps us frozen. And over here, you've got the small, simple, kind of boring step you can take right now. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? 1,000 perfect plans mean absolutely nothing if you never start. That one small, imperfect step you take today is infinitely more powerful than all the grand schemes you keep putting off. So where's the real starting line? It's not some finish line in the future you have to prepare for. It's right here. It's the skills you have today, the resources you have today, the time you have today. That is your launch pad. Okay, this all sounds good, right? But how do we actually do it? How do you finally get the ball rolling? Well, it actually boils down to two incredibly simple things. Seriously, that's it. The whole secret is just two moves. First, take an honest look around. What do you have right now? Not what you wish you had, what skills, what time, what tools. And second, use what you have to take one single step. Not a giant leap, just one small step forward. Today. So let this be the big takeaway. If you remember one thing, let it be this. Success does not need a perfect moment. It never has, and it never will.
What it needs is something far more real, and it's something you already have.
And this is what it is. This is what success is really made of. It's not about perfect weather or all the stars aligning. It's about two things you have total control over: a heart that actually believes it's possible and a foot that's willing to get moving. Belief and action. That's the formula.
Which really just leaves us with one last, very important question. A question for you. Looking at what you've got right here, right now, what's your first step going to be?